Some people might find this quite strange that I do this, and I don't know whether they will want me to share this with you. Hello and thank you for clicking on this video. This video might seem a little bit random if you've watched my videos before, because mainly I post makeup related stuff, beauty stuff. This video I am going to be relating to that, but also really wanted to talk about something that I feel like I might be able to help some people. And for me, there's a few things that I would really love from my videos, and that would be either to help someone, to make someone happy, someone to discover something that they love. And this is something that I have got a lot of experience with, and I feel like I might be able to help some people. So I am basically going to be talking about ways that you can save money and also pay off debt if you do have any debt, a way that you can do that and still buy makeup and skincare and fashion. Anything that you love, you can still buy it by using these tips that I'm going to share. So let's get into the tips. So basically I'm going to split the video into two sections. The first section will be focused on saving money, budgeting and credit and debt and stuff like that. And then the second section will be how you can save money whilst shopping. If you're not that interested in the first section, then you can go ahead and skip to the time on the screen that I've put up, just because I know some people might want to save money on the shopping but might not necessarily need help with the first bit. So this advice will apply to you if you are either trying to save money or you are trying to pay off debt. And I would say that the first thing that is the most important that you need to do before you do anything else is basically set a goal. Whether your goal is to save money or to pay off your debt, you need to have a number in mind of, say, if you are saving up for a house, of how much you wanted to save, or if you have £1,000 in debt, then that's the number, that's your goal that you are aiming towards. Whether you are saving money or you're paying off debt, it applies. So you need to know exactly what you're dealing with. So if your goal is to save up money to buy a big purchase or just to save for your future, then have an idea in mind. And in terms of your debt, the most important thing to really do is to sit down and add everything up. That is what I did when I decided that I didn't want to be in debt anymore. I basically made some very silly decisions in, I would say, that my teens and early 20s, where I basically thought that a credit card was free money. And what you actually don't realise is that you are just borrowing off yourself in the future, which is really annoying because your future self never ever thanks your past self for putting money on your credit card or taking out a loan or anything. It always seems like a great idea at the time. I was young when I got into them habits and found it really difficult to actually get out of it once I was in it. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I've paid off some of mine, and I'm actually going to do like a full video once I've paid everything off, because I'm still paying it off. But for now, I'm going to go through all the things that have been working for me so far. So once you have a goal in mind, the next thing you need to do is budget. So you need to understand how much you can either afford to save or pay off your debt each month from your income. So the best way that I have found to be able to do this is I use a spreadsheet. So this might not work for everyone. If you prefer writing it down, there are a lot of budget planners out there. I'll see if I can link some of the budget planners down below. They've got like sections at the top for your income, and then you will like display all of your outgoings. For me personally, I prefer for mine to be on a spreadsheet just because it's live. Once I've wrote it down, things would usually change, and I got a little bit frustrated that it didn't look neat anymore. So what you will see on screen is not actually my physical numbers. I've just used the template that I use, and the reason for that is because I don't know whether I'm ready to share my income and outgoings on YouTube yet. The things that I'm talking about today are not specific to my numbers, it is the process that I basically do. So on my spreadsheet, I split mine across by month. I like to see ahead, not just the month that's coming or the month that I'm in. I like to know what I'm going to be doing like for the rest of the year. That way I find it really easy to plan for things like Christmas and birthdays, holidays. So I literally have my income going across the top line, and then under that is all of my outgoings. And I have like a car and car insurance, a phone bill, a gym membership, just things like that that you have that go out of your account every single month. That's the bit that I put in the top section. So the fixed things that are going out of my account every single month, most of them never really change the amount. And then underneath that, right at the bottom of that section, I actually have the things that I'm paying off. So for me, I am paying off my credit card at the minute. So once I've got all of my outgoings, the things that I'm paying off, I then have a little subtotal so I know exactly how much I've got left each month. So after I've paid everything off, there'll be a number there. So for example, say it was like £500, it'll say £500, and then underneath that on the next line basically have all of the variable things. So it might be things like birthdays or Christmas or days out that I've got planned, little holidays, just things that I know are going to cost money that month, and I will add these in. So for things like Christmas, if I was saving up for Christmas, then I would basically have it going along, and then right on the bottom line is what's left. So for me personally, I don't budget the amount that I've got left after all of this. I just know that that's the money that I get to spend each month. I've taken care of my fixed outgoings, I've taken care of my variable outgoings, and then that last bit of money is mine to spend. I always allocate that to myself. Some people really want to budget every little penny and down to this is how much you get to spend on food and this is how much you get to spend on this. For me personally, I don't like operating that way. As long as I know that I'm taking care of my payments and that what is left to spend is actually mine, then I am happy. So that's the way I set it out for paying off my current debt. If you are saving, then I have like a little section at the bottom that says savings, and I know that I need to transfer that into my savings account when I get paid. I like to do all of this as soon as the money hits my account. I don't like it sitting in there for too long. It's too tempting. I literally go savings, that pot needs to go there, this is for petrol, this is for this, and I literally like to get rid of it all, and the only money that will be sat into my main account at that point will be my outgoings, so things like my car and my rent and stuff like that. And I basically have a separate bank account. I have a Monzo account that I use to spend on daily things, so that's the money that I've got left at the end. So that basically is the way that I budget my income and my outgoings and how I work out exactly what needs to go where. So a couple of little tricks that I have found for finding extra savings throughout the month is, once I have that money in my account, say I gave myself £200 to spend for the month on whatever I wanted. I've taken care of everything else. That is what I've got left. There still might be room to save extra. If you're dedicated to saving money, you might be able to save a little bit more. And one thing that's actually really helped me in doing that, something that they have on Monzo called Save the Change. So basically on Monzo, if you don't know about Monzo, then you have little pots running along your app, and you can set up new ones for different things. So if you wanted to save up for a pair of shoes or a handbag, you can literally have handbag fund, but you can have a little savings pot that basically every time you spend money on your account, it rounds up the amount that you spend and puts the change into your pot. So say you spend £1.50 on a purchase, it will round it up to £2, take the 50 pence and put it in your savings for you. This is actually a really good way of saving extra money throughout the month and not noticing. Nobody really notices 50 pence here, 20 pence here, and it really does add up if you are making regular purchases on your card. The bank that I'm with that does this is Monzo, but I know that Lloyd's also do Save the Change as well, and I do find it really useful. So what I'll do is, once it gets to like maybe £10, I'll either put that in my savings or I'll pay off something. And then also something that you're probably gonna laugh at, like some people might find this quite strange that I do this, but basically small transfers. It even sounds silly saying it out loud. So basically, I had a bank account that I opened a few years ago now, and I actually ended up putting an overdraft on it, and I found that every time I was paying it off, I ended up back in it somehow. So what I ended up doing was I completely stopped using that account. Like, I was like, that account is gone. I chopped up the card, but at the time I still had like £80 left to pay on this overdraft. I really wanted to focus on paying off some other things, so what I ended up doing was setting up a really small transfer from my Monzo account on a weekly basis. So I literally used to transfer £2.50 a week into this account. Then over a few weeks it was building up. So basically I was paying about £10 a month off this overdraft, but I was paying it in such small amounts that really didn't miss it. It's kind of like Save the Change, so I would just transfer them. I remember saying this to one of my friends once and them laughing at me like, £2.50, what's the point? But the point is that it's so small you don't notice it, but it's enough that it's actually doing something. And then just on a couple of final notes onto the saving money and paying off debt bit, please do not go into debt for anything. In some circumstances, emergencies, debt can be really useful. However, for people like me, I didn't use debt for emergencies. I would sometimes. I can promise you that 90% of the things that I put on credit cards and took out overdrafts for in the past were non-essential purchases. I would use it for holidays, I would use it for clothes, I even and even open a shopping account once. That is probably one of the worst mistakes I have ever made in terms of like financially. I opened a Very account, and basically what you can do is they will tempt you into saying, we'll give you a credit limit of this many £100, you can buy this jacket and pay it off at the end of the month. And I would think, wow, okay, so that's easier. I'd rather pay at the end of the month, but I really want the jacket now. So I would purchase the jacket through the account, it would get to the end of the month, and I would be like, oh, I really need to save my money for this month. Maybe I can pay half. You think I'll pay it next month, or I'll pay a little bit. They add up, and eventually you will start paying interest on it. Sometimes they will have like introductory things that really reel you in, like 0% for 3 months or 6 months, which sounds like a really long time, but I promise you the more you put on it, the worse it is. It really, really is horrendous. And I was paying off, say my minimum payment was like £50 a month, I was paying off like £50 a month, or even 70 sometimes, trying to get it down. Then I would look at my interest, and my interest would be 40. So I was essentially paying £10 off the actual amount that was on my account, and I really ended up in a bad place with mine, and I'm so glad to be out of it. I would never ever open a shopper's account ever again. So the number one thing is, please do not take out any debt, any credit. Just avoid it at all costs. I know you might be sat there thinking, well, you did it, but I made mistakes, and I own up to them, and I've learnt my lesson, and I'm still paying for it. I took my first credit card out, I think maybe when I was about 18, 19, and 6 years later, I'm still sat here trying to get rid of those habits that I started all that time ago. So that is basically all of the tips and tricks that I've got for either saving money or paying off debt. So now we're going to move on to the shopping side of it, the fun bit. So what I'm going to do is give you some little tips and tricks and things that I use to still spend money, but also make sure that I am saving money and getting the best deal that I can and where I can. So I've got a couple of websites that I just wanted to recommend that either give you money back or they save you money. Basically, I mean, what more could you ask for? So the first one is airtime rewards. I really don't feel like a lot of people will be aware of this, but basically airtime rewards is something that you get alongside your phone bill. So if you are on O2, EE, giffgaff or BT, then you can sign up for this. It is literally an app that you download that connects to your phone bill. I'm with O2, and my airtime rewards, I have an app on my phone, and basically what happens is every time you shop somewhere that is with one of their partners, they give you cash back. Your cash back will sit in the app and it will be shown on screen, and basically once you have built up to £10, then they take that money off your phone bill. So far since I've downloaded the app, I've saved £34.65. Basically what you do is you link up your cards, so your debit card, and you go shopping as normal. Like, you literally just go shopping and you don't need to do anything, and the transactions will show up on your rewards section, and then they'll show as pending for a little bit, and then they'll go to approved, and every time you have £10 you can redeem it. It might only be £10, but that's an extra £10 that can go into your savings, or an extra £10 that you can spend on more shopping, whatever you want to do with it, but you're still getting money for nothing. I also use Top Cashback as well. I don't tend to use it as much anymore, just because you have to be using discount codes that are approved by Top Cashback, and the majority of the time the amount of money that I'd be getting back off cashback and the amount of money that I'd save with a discount code from elsewhere, the discount code always outweighed the cashback. So I have actually had a lot of money back off Top Cashback, and I think I've earned about, I think it's about £280, which is a really nice amount to have saved, to be fair, and just something to get back and that you can withdraw into your bank account off of vouchers. I will pop a link down below because it is worth having a look before you go make any big purchases online. The next website that I wanted to mention is actually Cosmetify. So Cosmetify is a website that automatically finds the best prices online for your favourite beauty brands. So when you click onto their website, you can literally browse through some products, or you could type something in. So for example, if I just type in NARS Cosmetics, you'll see at the top that there are some products there with the discounts applied. So basically what it's done is it's searched the internet for you, so you don't have to go looking for the best prices. That's really quick and easy and simple. If you see something on YouTube that you really want to try, and you just go on and you think, I really want to try that NARS foundation, you can type it in, it'll find the best price for you. Honestly, it's brilliant. And then the final one is do your research. So I am one of them people, I will not buy something if I can't find a discount code. if I can't get free shipping, if I can't get some money off somehow, some way, then I won't buy it. Use refer a friend schemes that are on websites. A lot of beauty websites have refer a friend schemes. A good tip to remember, and I don't know whether they will want me to share this with you. For websites like Morphe, if you sign into your account on Morphe, add something to your cart and then close the browser, within an hour they'll send you a 20% off code. Every single time they do it. And because I know this, I do it every single time, and I've never paid full price for Morphe yet. So I hope that you found some of the tips and tricks in this video useful. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you did like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you aren't already. I currently have a giveaway that's running on my channel, so it closes on the 1st of September. I will leave the link to the giveaway down below. I'm also doing a huge giveaway when I get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm not that far off now, so to be in with a chance of winning the huge giveaway, then don't forget to subscribe, and I hope to see you here again very soon. Thank you. Let me feel your love again, 'cause I've been running round in circles screaming out your name.